Yes.
Eh?
Very good. I hear you, Ashok.
Google में
Everything you talk, I have to mute it, yeah. It's a privacy issues, sometimes we are exposed. Huh? Issue of privacy, but sometimes we are exposed. So, I could see the internet connection. I could see the picture. It appears and disappears. Bodhamatra aham ajnanat upadhi kalpitah maya evam vimrishyato nityam nirvikalpe sthitihi mama. Now if I translate this verse into English, it says, do you know the background? Those who have been attending the session regularly, they know it. What is that? They know it. Yeah, there seems to be a connection problem. I could see that. Let me refresh again. And tell me if you find any problem. I could see the connection shows me good. So the translation of this verse is, I am pure consciousness. Are you listening, Kate? Just nod your head. Are you guys okay? Listening to me? Listening to me? No. Christina, you're listening to me? No. No. Listening to me clearly, Vaibhav? You're listening to me, Vaibhav? No. Is there any problem? Christina, you're listening? You're listening? Still there is a problem. Hello? 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 Are you listening? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Very good.
Listening.
Yeah, very good. So, you know the background of this series. The master in the first chapter with the 20 points, the master tells the highest seeker. So we have already started how to become a seeker on Mondays and Thursdays. So here Master realized that he is the highest seeker, and so the highest seeker should be taught with the highest principles in the first chapter. And in the second chapter, there are 25 verses where the highest seeker, just by listening, awakened. He entered into the highest state of meditation. So how a seeker narrates his experiences of awakening in meditation is what the second chapter is. So we are doing the 17th verse. Bodhamatraham ajnanat upadhi kalpitah maya aivam vimrishyatah nityam nirvikalpe sthitihimam. Now just pay attention to what how he is narrating the experience, so that we can easily understand what exactly is this verse. I am pure consciousness. That is the translation. I am pure consciousness means I am not the body, mind, I am not anxious, I am not stressed, I am not seeking any pleasure from outside. Through ignorance, what? Through ignorance, I have conceived superimpositions. What are those superimpositions? That I have a lot of stress, I suffer from a problem, that I am the body, that I am the mind. It is a superimposition. Why? Because I have conceived. Who has conceived? My mind has conceived it. So what should I do? Answer is also there. So the seeker says, I am constantly reflecting that this is superimposition and this is me. I am pure consciousness. The moment the mind says you are the body, mind, intellect and ego, I am not. It is happening to you all the time, my friends. How come? Non-verbal awareness. What is non-verbal awareness? And then we will understand this verse. When you wake up in the morning, you do not think, but you know what gender you have, what is your name. You know it. You understand it. Yes, you understand it. That is the ish. That is what is. Let me try again to reconnect. I feel there is a lot of issue happening. Lost the connection. We got it again. This is a good meditation. Huh? Are you listening? This is a good meditation. Internet makes us off and on. Huh? Are you listening? Now are you listening? Yes, it's a good meditation. Internet goes on and off. John, isn't it? So mind goes in and off. So good. I am pure consciousness. But when my mind conceives one word, superimposes second word. The ideas, the thoughts, and the feelings on the mind, it veils, it hides the real self. Then I don't realize that I am the pure consciousness. Did you get it? Wait for the internet to go off, and once it goes off, close your eyes and sit in meditation. If it continues, I'm definitely giving you a practice. So, the existence teaches us two things. You have to pay attention and you have to constantly reflect on this in your life. Existence teaches us to think that we can leave anything, and we are capable to leave anything. Are you sure about it? We can leave anything, and we are capable, fully capable to leave anything and everything of this world. Did you understand that point? We can leave anything and everything, and we are capable to leave anything and everything. How can you say, no, I have a stress for the last 10 years, I cannot leave it? That is misconception. That is misunderstanding. That is what the ignorance is. Now, how can you prove that when you say that we can leave everything and we are capable of leaving everything? We leave everything every day during deep sleep. If you are sleeping for 6 hours, 8 hours, and 10 hours, you have left everything during deep sleep. Is it not true? Is it not true? Is it not true that we can leave anything and everything, but we don't want to leave? First concept. Second concept, attachment. Third concept, delusion. Fourth, superimposition. We superimpose on our mind the ideas, the concepts, and then we continue to live with it during waking hours, before sleep, until before sleep and after waking up, breaking the sleep. Pay attention. Existence has created a mechanism by which we can leave everything of the world, and we are capable. Are you clear? We can leave everything and we are capable. Why we don't leave? Because of misconception, because of delusion, because of superimposition. So what should we do? Ask your mind. Don't create any misconception. How simple it is. Don't ask your mind. How do you ask your mind? Yeah? You see, I'm answering every bit of that so that your mind should be clear. How do we ask? How do you ask? When your mind asks that let's have a cup of tea, what you do? You know it. You go to the kitchen, cook the tea, come back, drink it. It means the entire thought process. So the master says, I should, through the thought process in the mind, the moment any superimposition comes through the thought process, you drop it. So one thought that I am stressed, you contemplate and reflect and drop it. So you have dropped both the thoughts. What is left is pure consciousness. And who we are pure consciousness. This is what the seeker is narrating his experience after the meditation. Are you getting it? Did you understand that? I am pure consciousness. The moment you have any thought is a concept. It contains some idea. It contains some knowledge. Why to keep that knowledge that causes you the stress? And if you can leave it, you are capable of leaving it. No, I don't want to leave my soulmate. And the soulmate has already left you. Do you see that point? Seeker is narrating his experiences after the meditation. One driver has been driving the dead bodies to a cremation ground. Why you are talking of cremation? That is what is fact. I am talking of the facts and the truth. So a driver who have been driving the dead bodies to cremation ground for 25 years. He left the job. He became a cab driver. Are you listening? He became a cab driver. He picked a rider. The rider was friendly. He patted on his shoulder. And the driver started trembling with fear. Do you know why? The driver started trembling with the fear. Why? And the rider saw that the cab driver is trembling with the fear. He asked, what happened to you? Oh, this is my first time. What do you mean? Are you driving for the first time? No. Someone patted on my shoulder. No one patted me for the last 25 years. Did you understand that? No one patted my shoulder 25 years for 25 because I was driving the dead bodies. So I had the conception, I had the idea, I created that no one is going to pat me. Let me drive. That kind of a superimposition, misconception we create in our daily life. Become aware all the time. From here and now, you are listening, receiving the knowledge, leave the thought. It demands an extraordinary awareness. So when you live into that extraordinary awareness, you know you can leave everything. You are capable, provided that attachment is superimposition, delusion is superimposition, the thought that I am in stress is superimposition, the thought that I hate you is superimposition, the thought that I can seek the pleasure from an object outside is a superimposition in the mind. When you become simply aware of the superimposition, how you become aware of the superimposition? Are you David? No, I am not David. I am John. Superimposition is gone. Same thing. I am stressed. No, I am pure consciousness. Consciousness cannot have a stress. You start thinking in that way. After thinking, become aware. And see, you enter into the meditative state. You simply enter into the meditative state. That is what the Master is saying. I am not the body, I am not the mind, I am not the intellect, I am not many, I cannot be many. Understand the second point, which is also very important. Bodhamatraha. The mass seeker is saying, I am pure consciousness, but I feel that I am the body. You see that? Seeker is saying, I am pure consciousness, but when there is a pain in the body, I say, I am suffering from pain. Two superimpositions. I am anxious and stressed. I say, I have stress. It means what? In first case, I was the body. In second case, I am the mind. When I say I have conflicts, then I say I am in conflict. So it means I am the body, I am the mind, I am the intellect, I am the ego. How many I's you have? The greatest misconception we live all the time. I cannot be many. I can only be one. And that one can only be pure consciousness. So the Master is saying, drop these superimpositions, drop these conceptions created by the mind. First misconception, first is attachment, then idea of misconception, then the delusion is there, and then I start suffering. All these four can be dropped by the mind that we normally drop in the deep sleep. We are capable. We can leave anything and everything. Why we don't leave? The mind sticks like a glue, causes attachment. From attachment comes the delusion. Delusion. And from that delusion, the idea that I am suffering comes. All these happens at the level of the thought. And once we drop these thought processes and we become aware that I am the pure consciousness. Okay, I know that, I am John, I know it. But how many times it took long time to learn that you are John in the childhood? The same thing applies, that constant contemplation and reflection is required to reach to that state of awareness. So once we reach to that state of awareness, we enter into meditative state. So let us see, let us start our journey, our practice of meditation. Eyes are closed. Let us start the journey, the practice of meditation. Eyes are closed. So you see that now. Pay attention. We will translate this. We will translate this verse into so-called practice, which is also a non-practice. So let us pick up the principle of Patanjali. Prayatna Shaithilyata, negation of effort, and the mind is facing inside. That is what he defines the posture, the asana. Are you aware of the body? Yes. Do you feel the body is steady? Yes. And then mind is facing inside. That is what is the meaning of negation of effort or effortlessness, and mind is facing. What happened? When the mind is facing within and you are aware, in that field of awareness, you discover the effortlessness in the body. Who disturbs the effortlessness? The mind. How? By superimposition. Can I be aware of those superimposition and drop it? That is why I always give being comfortable step in every practice. You see? So you are looking at the neck joint. You are simply aware of the neck joint. At the same time, if the mind does not carry any misconception, that is why we do what we say. I say, you look at the neck joint, be there, feel sensation, comfort, and steadiness. How simple it is. Look at the shoulder joints. Look at the shoulder joints. Feel the sensation, being comfortable and steadiness. Very good. Do you understand what we are doing with reference to? With reference to the verse. Look at the hip joint. At the same time, the mind is aware not to get carried away by any misconception, and you can leave it. You are capable of doing that. So, what is your pure experience of sensation, comfort, and steadiness is left? Awareness of the entire body. Awareness of the entire body. Sensation, comfort, and steadiness. And then go little deeper, or when I say little deeper, it is not doing anything, you are simply aware. And in that awareness, all the thoughts that are entering carries some misconception and superimposition. What should I do? You are capable of leaving all of them. You can leave them. How you can leave them? That is what we say. Let these thoughts come and go. What is the field where these thoughts come and go? Consciousness. Who you are? I am pure. We are pure consciousness. This is what this verse says. So you are simply aware the mind is looking inside the head or the heart for the sake of understanding, and at the same time the body is steady. As if the body is sleeping deeply, deep sleep, you are aware of the body. And the mind is sleeping to the world outside. That is, you are capable of. We all are capable of. Your steadiness in the body, you are simply aware, not making any effort. When you will make an effort? When the mind is attached to the body. What that attachment brings? Conception. Conception leads to misconception, superimposition. And that superimposition hides who we are. So, thought, feeling, sensation inside the mind. Let them come and go. Now pay attention. We are going little deeper. Thoughts, feelings, sensations, they come into the mind and they go away. We don't get a thought of becoming a Bill Gates, as I hope. Why? Because where the mind is attached, only those thoughts comes. Attached or detached. I don't dream of your soulmate. You don't dream of my honey. Why? Because unattached. Here you can unattach yourself, isn't it? Yes, with my honey. And you are capable of that. So remain unattached with any thought that enters into your mind, with any feeling and the sensation enters. How? Just by being aware. This is a concept, this is a misconception, this is a delusion, this is a superimposition. That is why the mind is running after these thoughts. Are you aware? Objects, people, things outside is the first level of attachment, misconception, superimposition, and second level is deeper, the thoughts, feeling, and the sensation. I see a person, internally mind is attached. Externally, I say soulmate. What I am saying, leave the soulmate as where he or she is. What I am saying, become aware of the misconception created in the mind and drop it. What do you mean by dropping? You are aware that you are pure consciousness and you are none of the thing outside. Your mind is asking how to drop it. How you drop the word in deep sleep. You don't think about it. We are going little deeper. So I'm directly saying you are not thinking about. Thought of the soulmate comes and the mind is not thinking. What it means? The mind does not carry that thought to the second level. It sees the thought, it sees the person, the soulmate, and then it sees the attachment. So internally you become aware, you drop the object and you drop the thought. This is what the Master is saying. The Master is saying reflect. In reflection we think. Understand. Meditation here and now. Thought has come. That is also a thought. Now you think through the thought. So what happens? You are left with the pure awareness. How do you say that? You want to remove a nail that entered into your big toe. You don't need a scissor, you need another nail to remove it. So there is a thought, so I think the way the verse says, let me contemplate. Any thought comes, chase it. Find out object and the misconception, whether it is attachment or detachment, whether it's a liking or a disliking, and the object. You have to drop both in the mind, not outside. What happens? The mind drops these misconceptions. And now ask the mind, even by thought, that what is the field in which thoughts are dropped? Thoughts are dropped in the field of awareness. What is this awareness? Consciousness. Who am I? I am pure consciousness. This is what is happening. Any thought, feeling, object enters into the mind. The mind understands it as a concept, as an idea. Honey is a concept, soulmate is a concept, husband is a concept, TV is a concept, stress is a concept, anxiety is a concept. Conception. Mind conceives wrongly. That is the way you are going very deep into the thoughts, and the entire thought breaks up, dissolves. Where? In the field of consciousness. Can we get rid of the field of the consciousness? No, we are. Consciousness is the masses of the seeker who turned and became one of the great masters on the earth in Eastern wisdom. Any thought that enters into the mind, you become aware. First, thought has an object, and you are unattached. You don't detach the person. You are unattached in your mind. Why? To break the conception, the idea, the thought. And at the same time, all the thoughts are gone. What is left is pure consciousness, is one pure consciousness. This is what the Master is talking about. Bodh matra aham. I am pure awareness. Ajnanat, due to ignorance, upadhi, kalpitah, maya. Upadhi, superimposition, conception, kalpitah, I create in my imagination that I am stressed, I have anxiety, I have reaction. These are all, according to the teaching, these are all misconception. Because if you agree that you are in anxiety, then the story becomes different. You become aware of misconception and superimposition. It drops in the field of awareness, and you become free. Bodhamatra aham. Your mind is aware of this principle. Bodh matra aham. I am pure consciousness. Due to ignorance means not knowing. Superimposition is there, is created by the mind. And when it is created by the mind, then I start suffering. And you see that. And you might be experiencing when the mind lives inside, beyond the concept of the body remains aware and still. You remain totally steady. How that happens? On one day, when your mind is so much receptive, on the other day, the mind is not receptive. It is attached to the body from inside, of which you are not aware, and that attachment causes lot of movement, lot of distraction. You see, we are understanding from the point of view of misconception, superimposition. We know anything through the mind by concept. So when I say become aware of the world outside your body, it is also a concept. Become aware of the room in which you are doing this meditation, my friend. So one misconception of the room, the items in the room, you are simply aware. So when you are aware that these are all concepts and you can leave anything and everything of the world outside, and you are capable. So who is this you? It is pure consciousness. Really? Be sure about it. If I am telling a lie, you should correct it. And now come to the body, look at the body. Body is inert, first thing. Inert is also a concept that gives us a knowledge. What knowledge it gives us? That anything that is inert cannot know itself and cannot know others. Is this what I am? No, I know the things. I can know. I'm capable. But body is not. How can I be body? You're thinking that way. After thinking, you enter into pure awareness. I told you, nail has to be removed by the nail. So one thought has to be removed. The thought of a misconception has to be removed by a thought of clarity, thought of wisdom. So I am not the body. Very good. Leave the body as it is. Then look at the breath. Breath is going in and out. You're feeling the sensation of the breath. Let us see the thought about the breath. We say the breath is life, life is breath. Is the breath conscious or inert? I know myself, or whatever the knowledge I can gather, it is only through the consciousness. Is the breath a conscious entity? If it is conscious entity, I should be aware of the breath in the deep sleep. No, I'm not aware. The breath is also pure material energy. Why you are thinking like this? You are removing the misconception. Because if the mind constantly claims I am the breath, it will not leave that misconception. Then any change in the breath will cause discomfort, likes and dislikes and problems. See that. This is what this seeker is saying. By narrating his experiences. And now, thoughts, feelings, sensations. So we started our journey with the first concept, the world outside the body. Then we move to the body itself. We find inertness, matter. Then the breath. And now, just become aware of the mind and the thoughts. So here we have already understood every thought, feeling, object is nothing but a concept, an idea, conception in the mind. First conception, then because the mind is deeply attached to it, that has already created a delusion, and after the delusion the superimposition is already there. That thought says, I have a lot of stress, I suffered a lot, I have been carrying the burden of suffering for the last so many years. Nobody listens. Why nobody listens to me? These are all concepts. Can you counter them by clarity? Mind, you have this concept that you have a stress. And the stress is related to any object or a person outside, a concept. Because I am attached to that object is a concept. That has created a delusion, and the delusion has superimposed on my mind. Oh, is that so? How can you say that? I'm capable of leaving anything and everything. and I can leave it. Pay attention to this. So once you live into that state and you are able to leave, why you leave? Because you are capable. And when you leave, what message it gives? That the things that I thought of does not belong to me. Why? I am none of them. Why? I am pure consciousness. So can I live into that state 24/7? If I live into that state 24/7, if we know we are capable of leaving, we can leave. Leave means the mind has removed the misconception and the superimposition, and then what is left? Pure consciousness. Who am I? I am the pure consciousness. Bodh matra aham. This is what the Master is saying. Bodh matra aham. Ajnanat upadhi kalpitah maya. Pay attention. Ajnanat, not knowing, upadhi, superimposition, kalpitah, imagination. I created superimposition through my imagination that I am stressed, that the soulmate left me, so and so, so and so. So we communicated, we reflected. In reality, we did nothing. We continuously lived into the state of doing nothing. I didn't give you any breathing or mantra, etc., etc. That is what happens in the highest meditative state. Awakening takes place. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your mind on the right hand, your mind on the left hand. Lift your both the palms, place it on your eyes, open the eyes inside. You see, the internet is totally material, it is inert. Does the internet know itself? No. Does the internet knows all of us? No. That's why we say it goes off and on. Are we inert? No. Then why we go on and off? Why we go on and off? How are you, John? How are
Okay,
you?
that was a little rough for me. I'm okay. It was okay.
Okay, good. How are you, Christina? Internet is going on and off. But I am not going on and off. That needs to be understood.
That was
Yes.
good. That's coming in and out, and I wanted to hold on to things back, but I told myself, no, I'm focusing
Good, 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 good.
here and now, and I could think about that. Totally was able to be absorbed in the video.
Beautiful, beautiful. Say that we cannot share too many experiences today, but understand, listen to it again and again, think and contemplate. Mind says, no, I have stress. Tell the same mind, okay, it is a concept, it's a delusion, it is a superimposition. Why? Why? Because of the superimposition due to the ignorance. If that is gone, then who am I? I am pure consciousness. So what is the nature of the pure consciousness? The nature of the pure consciousness is permanent peace, happiness, love, wisdom. That needs to be understood by the mind that causes the superimposition, and it is the same mind that will remove the misconception. So we'll not share all the experiences. I see internet is going on and off. Don't make your mind on and off. It goes off superimposition. It keeps on. It supports the pure consciousness. That is what it is, the life is. So, thank you very much. Or anyone, let us see if anyone can share the experience. I don't see. Can anyone? Vivek, can you share your experiences? Let me see. In a
Peaceful and
yeah, I could see there are a lot of challenges. You see, it is being recorded, so you can listen it again and again. Think of it. Internet goes on and off. Don't allow the mind to go off. How it goes off? By superimposition, delusion. Drop that by the same thought. Enter into the state of the pure consciousness. Very good. So we will meet again next week. Thank you, everyone. Good, Christina.